Hello everybody, this is a very spur of the moment video. This just released, obviously. It's the 2020 Collector's Cache for the Dota 2 International Battle Pass treasure voting. So today I'm going to go through all 148 sets and I'm going to rate them. I'm going to give them a thumbs down or a thumbs up. I don't know if this is going to have any bearing on which sets actually make it in there, and I won't do a follow-up to compare because that would be way too much work for me. As you can already tell, I've already said that I don't like this set. Now here's the thing. I want to start off by saying there are characters that I do not like, heroes that I do not like in this game, and therefore they are probably going to get a thumbs down, like right away. If they look cool, maybe they'll get a thumbs up. But you know, this is Tinker. This little shithead has ruined so many of my games. Number one, for being really annoying on the enemy team. And number two, for everybody who plays them on my team, they suck, including myself. So, already, this guy gets a thumbs down because of that. Also, I don't like his little bee butt. I think that's kind of the next reason why I don't like it. I mean, interesting. Insects, don't really like them. Next. Terrorblade. He's a samurai. Okay, that's kind of cool. It's pretty plain, if I'm gonna be completely honest. The weapons, they're not doing much for me. They don't really. They kind of look defaulty. He's not holding anything either. They're just floating, which I guess is okay. The face, yeah, it's pretty cool, but it kind of looks like a Baden to me. Hold on, let's take a look at his actual transformation form. It's pretty cool, actually. It's pretty decent. Honestly, I would say that Metamorphosis is better than the regular set itself. I don't want to skip, like, right away. I want to go with my gut, because, like, if I skip, then I'm going to have to go back. So I'm not going to skip. I'm going to go right into it. Right away, I'm not a huge fan. I think it could honestly be flashier. So I apologize. This was posted on Reddit. This is like a sort of a throwback to the Demon Hunter in Warcraft 3 a little bit. And it did get the reception that I was thinking, is like, the Demon Hunter was male in that game. But you know what? This is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. It probably fits Terrorblade or maybe even Anti-Mage a little bit more because of the Illidan horns. But I don't mind it. I really don't. I think it looks cool. The big ears, yeah, sweet. This is getting a thumbs up. Pugna. Right off the bat, I'm thinking no. What is this bow? I don't know what the bow is. Do these have names? I don't believe. Unable to retrieve the list of creators. Well, that sucks. That really sucks. I don't know if these have names yet. I'm gonna go on a limb and say they don't, because Valve usually messes with the names. Like, the people who submit these sets will have a name, and then Valve will be like, well, it's actually, you know, the same words, but we use the thesaurus, basically. Honestly, this one is not doing it for me. I kind of get where it's going with, like, you know, got kind of like a wizardy hat here. You got the fun, you know, spikes. And I wish it had a name so I could get a better idea of it thematically, but I mean, it just kind of looks like a generic wizard, and I'm really not a big fan of the bow, so it's gonna get a no from me. Night Stalker. Yeah, we got kind of a bird. Yeah, very, very birdy. This one's interesting, to say the least. Kind of got that Aztec Mayan look going on, which was pretty popular last year, I believe. A lot of those sets had that theme. I'm not sure, maybe 2 years ago. This one, I don't know. I would say that it's not doing it for me either. The face is kind of funny, like, especially when he opens his mouth. I don't mind the wings. I think those are interesting. But just the rest of it, it's like, it's just a set that doesn't hit me right, because there's not a lot going on, but there's also like not a lot interesting going on because you can have a set that's simple, and you can have a set that is uh, way overly complex. But you gotta have a nice middle ground, and I think that the whole theme doesn't stick with me, so it's got to be a no. Drow, Drow with an interesting color scheme here. This is very not her color scheme really. No, her hair is pretty unique in this. I don't know if yeah, I think they did change the hair color, which is kind of interesting. But you've got like almost a dark willow thing going on here specifically, but I wouldn't exactly call it dark willow because her colors are more red than purpley. Uh this one's interesting. It is one of those other it is similar to other sets where it's kind of just straightforward, simple. And in the in-game preview, it doesn't look terrible, but kind of like the Night Stalker set before it, there's just not a lot that really excites me about it. It's just very, it's flowers. Like I get it. I don't mind the cape. I think the cape is really cool, but the rest of the set, it's really just it's not boring per se, but it's getting there. Those are thumbs down. All right, Grimstroke. Okay, we're getting into some more thematic to the character types of things because Night Stalker and Drow, and flowers and Aztec and Mayan, it doesn't really fit me all that well. But here we go, Grimstroke with a proper hat. He's got chains that end in. I mean, they look like bells, but they don't have bells in them. He's got the nice broom. He fits his sort of general aesthetic, and it hides his face kind of well, which is pretty good because he's got kind of an ugly face. He looks pretty good in the preview, so honestly, it's pretty basic, but it fits the character nicely. It's got, edginess to the right degree that Grimstroke brings. He's got, the spikes. He's got sort of the tattered look on his robe. I like the color scheme. I like the white and the red. I think it matches, so it's a thumbs up. Another Night Stalker set, and boy, does he look chunky in this. This is very bat themed, which is definitely part of his character. I'm just trying to get a good look at everything that's going on here because there is a decent amount of stuff going on. He's got sort of like a red potion here. He's got a tail that has, it's not a gem in there, but it's definitely like a different texture. He's got greaves on, it looks like. Doesn't really cover like all of his legs, but he's definitely got boots. The helmet, it's pretty weird. I think the knight's plume is a little awkward in that helmet, but I actually don't mind the rest of it. When he opens his mouth, he kind of looks like almost a tiger right there. It's probably not an intentional thing. The wings are pretty nice too. Honestly, this is a pretty decent set, and I like the color scheme. It fits his character really nicely. That one's getting a thumbs up from me. Ricky, okay, this is very out of the blue. The wolf. It's Wolf Ricky. If you hated Ricky's face before, maybe you won't hate it as much now. It's fascinating. I wonder if his mouth moves at all. Because if it doesn't, it might be kind of weird. This one's definitely interesting. This is one of the sets that I would pass on because it's very hard to make an initial judgment. But I almost just kind of like how it's going with that weird factor. It's almost like Worgen from World of Warcraft. With, you got kind of like, you got the top hat, wolf, big teeth, got a little shadow blade. I don't know if these are supposed to be like an item or something. It's just kind of weird that they're green because I just feel like Ricky I'm not a huge fan of green on Ricky, but otherwise, I actually really don't mind it. Kind of got potions. Probably thematically would be his smoke bombs, which I do like. They even changed his feet. That's pretty crazy. Honestly, I think just for the sort of ambitiousness of it, I'm gonna thumbs up. Mars. This is a character that needs some freaking sets. Overall, it's just he's got nothing. He just has a single immortal. And this set is looking pretty good. There's a lot of this lion stuff, which I guess is understandable. But on this set, it almost feels like it's too much. Because you've got one on the shoulder, you've got one in the middle of the shield, you've got two surrounding on the shield, you've got two up on his helmet, you've got one in his belt, you've got two on his spear. There could be more. There could be more hidden somewhere. But that's a lot. I almost like want to say no because it's like I feel like there could be something that's way cooler. But he doesn't have any sets. So it's like, what if there's only 2 sets in here? I'm going to give them both thumbs up because I want more sets for the character. So that's my reasoning. Dark Willow. Okay, this looks almost exactly, not almost exact. This looks similar to a set that has already been released with, you know, the striped tights legs. And they gave her blonde hair in this one. The cauldron, I really like this cauldron. I think that's one of the coolest parts of this set currently. Boots, all right. I mean, she doesn't have a lot of sets to begin with. This one kind of changes her color scheme. Very Halloween themed. Thumbs up. Another Night Stalker set. Okay. Now, the wings are very cool. I really like the wings. The tail doesn't do a whole lot for me. Otherwise, it's just a coherent set. It doesn't look... It honestly looks a little bit better in the showcase view than in-game, but I like the horns and the hood and just comes up anyway. Gotta be kind of quick with these because there's 148. I'm only on 13. Alright, so we got a Griffin riding Chaos Knight here. Plume, it's a little big, I'm gonna be honest. This is very Warcraft 3 to me. Like the Hippogriff Riders. I'm just gonna thumbs up just because of that. I like it that much. Alright, another Mars set. This one's a little more muted than the last one. It's got a different theme. It's a bird-ish theme, sort of hawk theme. It works. It's a Mars set, so it gets a thumbs up. A Nyx set. Another one of these characters. Like, insects are, like, almost automatically going to be a thumbs down. Because, especially, like, Nyx has a ton of sets already. This isn't terrible. It's, like, it's not terrible, but it kind of reminds me of a lot of other sets. So, I would rather some other characters get. Oh, it's a thumbs down. Earthshaker. Now, this is one of my favorite characters in the game. This is like a ram. That kind of thematically, it's given him more fur. I don't really like it. I'm not really a huge fan of this totem, and it looks kind of low poly. I'm sure that's Valve's fault, not the creators. They probably have to limit the texture size or something. But this is a little too plain to me, and not a fan of the theme. So it's a thumbs down. Arc Warden, okay. Character that's very hard to judge because nobody plays him, but he's already got some cool stuff to begin with. One thing that's striking out at me immediately is this tail thing. I'm not a huge fan of it. I actually don't mind the rest of the set. I think it looks kind of cool. It's weird. This one's difficult. I actually do like this one. But the tail thing is kind of weird. The hair, I actually think is interesting. I'm gonna give a thumbs up anyway. Underlord. Another character that I play a decent amount, or used to play a decent amount, but by God, this feels very similar to his previous sets. It's kind of just, it's straight up just 2 shields on his ass with a big cuirass It's not doing a whole lot for me. It's down. Wyvern. Wyvern has a lot of sets now, like more than I would think she would have. This one's pretty nice. I really like the way that they changed sort of her color scheme a little bit more. Um, it's kind of funky from the back. She looks almost like, I don't know, it's almost insectoid, but I really like the helmet. Uh, to be short and sweet, I'm gonna give that one a thumbs up. Nature's Prophet. Okay, this one completely changes his color scheme, and it gives him a bird. And I really like this one. This is a nice. This is really nice. It kind of just changes the character look. But it, it. I'm not gonna play the game and think it's somebody else, as some people might think. And the treants are really cool. They're like, I mean, they kind of move like a dog, kind of. With, I like this one. That one's getting a thumbs up. All right, we've got an Ember Spirit set that apparently has like 50 people that worked on it. It is visually impressive, but I've got to say it's a little too busy for me, and we've seen a lot of sets for this character, and if I'm gonna sum it up in just a few words why I don't like it, swords are kind of ugly to me. They're a little big. The hat, it's got too much going on, and the rest of them just doesn't fit. It just doesn't seem coherent to me. That one's a thumbs down. Another Night Stalker set, and another hooded Night Stalker set. Another hooded Night Stalker set with blades. Right off the bat, this one looks really cool. It changes his colors to be more red than blue, which I think is on purpose. Obviously, it's on purpose, but I think it's to fit sort of his new look in here. It's sort of a vampire almost, but he covers his face. I like this one. Necrophos. This character has seen a lot of love. This has pretty high. This is very high quality textures, I believe. I didn't think you could get something that looked like that on, especially Necrophos, but I'm gonna be honest. This skull head thing, this is very out of place in my eyes. When I look at him in the preview, I kind of think that he should just have the horns coming out of his head to begin with, not from some sort of antelope. Scythe, it's interesting, but he's got a little cauldron. I gotta say, I'm not sure what's going on with the legs there. I think that's just a loadout bug. Like, he looks okay. He kind of looks a little dark to me. So for those reasons, it's thumbs down. AA, Ancient Apparition. A character who has seen some sets, but not a ton, and I think they've mostly been in collector's caches. This is very Lich-like. I believe Lich has a set that's sort of similar to this. Well, just this back part, this is very like, there's a few Lich sets that very much remind me of that. Rest of the set, it's just, it's I mean, he's hard to make sets for. But this one, it's not really doing it for me. I really don't like this back piece. I feel like it just adds a lot of visual clutter to his character. I feel like this character needs some like less spikiness. It needs to be smoothed off a little bit. So, thumbs down. Bounty Hunter. This one's a little wacky. Another full like face mask. He's got an entire chicken strapped to his shuriken. For that reason alone, it's a thumbs up. The rest of the set looked fine. Okay, Oracle. Hiding his creepy eyes is a great idea. I won't lie. Every single time I look at an Oracle set, I think these back pieces are too big. They're too flashy. I don't know if that's just a thing that happens naturally, or if people just purposely make these huge. But I really do like this set. It's giving me Rubik vibes, which is interesting. Obviously because of the green. But I really like, I'm a sucker for hoods and like just cool looking helmets. This one's getting a thumbs up. Zeus, okay. This one's visually interesting. I actually don't mind this set at all. It's, you don't cover up Zeus's chest ever. That's sort of the prime example. This one's not as flashy as some other sets that we've seen. I don't mind his facial hair either. I think it looks pretty cool. I like the twirly corals on his mustache. That's a thumbs up from me. All right, another Dark Willow. So it gives her quite the large skirt, dress. Some interesting things at the end of these ropes. Gives her a big head. Big head. I really like this lantern. Jax. That's a cool one. Visually, this is a very impressive set. I think that because of how billowy this is, it puts me off a little bit, but I would be happy wearing this in game, so it's a thumbs up. Brewmaster. Now, this is a character that we haven't seen a lot of, just in general. Sort of not very alive in pro scene right now, as far as I'm aware. And he's not played in pubs like at all, because I'm 2K, and nobody knows how to play this character, but he is very fun. And this is very interesting. This is a nice, like, a knight set, jousting set. It's just something that you wouldn't expect on this character. It gets a thumbs up from me because it I don't know, it fits. A Meepo set. I don't know what else to say about this, and I've already said nothing. This one's funny. Meepo, this character's face looks ridiculous. I'm gonna be completely honest. It's wacky. I honestly, it's got. This is too creepy. It's too weird, too jokery. All right, Phoenix in battle armor. That's pretty cool. I'm not a huge fan of how the tail looks. It's got no movement, and the tail clips through it, so that might be kind of awkward to me. That might put it into no territory. That's a pretty cool egg, though. What was inside of it? What is that? Oh, it's a little bird. I like that. This one's hard. I want to say yes because I like the rest of it, but this stiff tail like isn't doing a whole lot for me. I'm just gonna vote it up anyway. All right, Enchantress. Now this visually is very different from what Enchantress looks like. Enchantress seems like kind of one of those early Dota 2 heroes that didn't get a lot of love. He was changed a few times as far as I know, but she's just kind of basic. This set adds a lot. Big, like, dress thing. She gets a harp. I don't know why she would get a harp. Big horns, big hair. Changes her hair color. Not a huge fan of that. But, honestly, that is not a terrible set. Gets a thumbs up. Alright, Bristleback. This has very high quality textures. All the shields stuck in his quills. Not a very big fan of this left hand lion puncher. I feel like Bristleback has a set that looks somewhat similar to it. And when I look at it in the in-game preview, it's not doing a whole lot for me. I feel like visually, Bristleback is mostly his back, which sucks because he's like the person who made this or people who made this did a lot of work on the front, which you just don't really see because Bristleback is like this hunched over freak. And I like his flail, but the rest of it, like from behind, it just kind of looks like he has metal buttons in his back. So I don't know. I'm just gonna say no to that one. Mirana, another character which I absolutely hate. Not fun, not exactly fun to play against, less fun to have on your team. This is a high quality set though, but she just looks kind of goofy. It looks kind of goofy and doofy with that helmet on. I like the mount, I think it's pretty cool, but also they're sharing headgear. So they both look doofy. And in the in-game preview, like those big spikes and The tails, man. You guys don't have to put shit on the tails every single time. Oh, that's all I'm gonna say. I think if this, I don't know. It's hard for this one because I don't mind the white and gold. I think that's a cool aesthetic, especially with like some red accents. But I feel like there's maybe too many colors, or just there's just too much going on with this one. Maybe not too much going on. It's just something that thematically I'm not a huge fan of. So sorry about that. Timbersaw. Okay, I saw this one on Reddit as well, and this one's very difficult because I think this Nighthead looks really ridiculous. But the rest of the set is very interesting, especially you got the no tree shield, which is just impressive. I think this set is impressive. I think he looks funny here. He looks good. The chain part, not my favorite. It's interesting, but I can get where they're coming from. It's supposed to be axes. It just looks kind of big, but this big goofy helmet, I almost want to demo this one just to see like how the reactive armor looks, but I just don't like that, so it's gotta be a thumbs down. Brazier, another one of my favorite heroes. One of those characters that I can't get enough of. I think he looks cool base, and this one is, there's something about this that I really like, but there's one thing that I'm going to point out that I hate, and it's these eyes. They look very close together. They look ridiculous. That's all I'm going to say. I think otherwise this set is really cool looking. Sure, it's kind of, spiky and busy, but Razor's kind of like that. Hey, Keeper of the Light. This one already. Wow. That's a lot of stuff going on. They changed his horse to a camel. It has, the animation is really nice. I wonder if, I guess theoretically that doesn't have to be the base animation. Yeah, he is very different in this. He's got kind of like a rock and roll looking face going on here. This one is very interesting, and it's very well made. I would say that I don't really like the theme, but it kind of fits him. I think the two major standouts for me, don't really like this shoulder piece here. I think it's too big. It's almost too Oracle-y, like especially that. Like he looks like he stole that from Oracle. Did he? I don't know. Maybe it's in the lore of the set. And this staff is way too big for me. Especially this end. It's it's like Keen folk almost, sniper lore-ish, but it's not gonna do it for me. But the rest of the set is pretty nice, and I really like the camel. So Darkseer, character that is also not really played all that much. He has got a scroll in his one hand, which is very interesting. I love the idea that he's just kind of like a messenger. He's just a guy who brings you mail, basically. This one is very subdued. There are some unique elements going on, but just very much like kind of noble-looking Darkseer, and I just think he looks funny. The shield on his back, not a huge fan. I wish it was something else. This one's another tough one because I think he looks funny in this, and I'm not sure if that's what the creator was going for, but I think he looks funny. The helmet looks fine to me. It's it's not too busy. It's got enough stuff going on to make me visually interested, so it's hard. I don't know. It's Darkseer. Rubik tends to get some of the better sets, and this one is very interesting. He's got like a gas mask. It's almost it's sort of apocalyptic a little bit, but not really. It has a lot of things going on. Well, I mean, just not visually, but there's a lot of stuff to unpack with this, I guess. But he's got a rebreather kind of thing. Who knows what this stuff is? Just potions, just green potions. He's missing one. Not sure where that went. They look like they would fit in here into his staff, so maybe his staff is powered. The helmet, the goggles, I don't understand the goggles if he's got like sort of a mask on anyway. This one's another tough one. I think I'm mostly gonna base this on how he looks in the in-game preview because I think he looks kind of cool here, but the in-game preview, he just doesn't look great. It's hard to tell what he's got on, so gotta be thumbs down. Okay, another Rubik. Rubik after Rubik. This one, it's not better than the last one. I'll say that much. He's got another bird, sort of another bird theme. He has some bird theme stuff already, so maybe that's what they were kind of going for. He's got, it's an immortal, or is it? Either way, he has sort of a cape that's made out of bird feathers. And this one just kind of rolls with it. He's got sort of the masquerade. This one's not doing a whole lot for me. I just kind of think the bird idea. And it doesn't look like he has a chin. Kind of looks like he has a chin in his thing, which is what I'm trying to point out, but he's got a big neck. It's got to be a no. Okay, we got Grizzled Veteran Bounty Hunter. I believe there's already a set similar to this. He has a cane. Yeah, that was a thumb. That one was easy. He's got a cane. He's got a walking cane. Of course I'm going to thumbs up. A Disruptor set. Disruptor's a little difficult to place on, sort of the scale of characters that I think deserve cool sets. Because he's Disruptor. This one is interesting. I think I'm just going to go down and say that I don't like the sort of shoulder pieces that wrap around like this. I feel like in a game where they're sort of static and they don't flow or move much, or if at all, not great. His weapon, I think, looks like a child's toy. The mount is pretty cool. I think if you went more with the mount styling on Disruptor himself, sort of the more of a white color scheme, especially for his shoulders and stuff, it would look better, but I think I'm going to pass on this one. Spectre. Spectre has some weird sets, and this is one of them. This one's interesting. I'm not a fan of Spectre's design in general. For number one, because I think Valve could have done a little bit more to differentiate the different parts of her body, because she just kind of looks like a flowing ball of purple, even in loadout, and I think that gives creators a difficult time. I like the contrast in colors, but the head is pretty big, and I mean, even in general, her head is pretty big, and the shoulders are just a little too much for me. So, Dark Willow, another Dark Willow set. This one is very contrasty. This is kind of like a, gardeny nature theme. Kind of like her vines. Yeah, the vine theme. Vines. Yeah, there we go. But it's like these legs don't really match the rest of her, and I don't think that her lantern with Jex in it matches, so it's a little too disassociated for me. Mars, another Mars set. Another Mars set with something on his shield. This one is very similar to that first one that we saw. He's got something on his shoulder. He's got something on his shield. I don't know if these on the side are supposed to be something. Oh wow, that has like a hexagon texture on it. That's interesting. Yeah. This one is interesting. He looks extremely busy in his in-game preview, which kind of puts me off. So I probably said that I was gonna give upvotes to all of the Mars sets, but this one's gonna be a no. Legion, a character that I've been spamming recently. This is very Valkyrie Nordic themed. It surprisingly fits this character very well. Kind of Christmassy colors. Not a huge fan of that, but looking at the in-game preview, I really don't mind how it looks. I like her weapon a lot. I think looks really cool, so it's thumbs up. A wyvern set. A wyvern set that makes wyvern look more like a bird. Kind of a weird theme we're getting here. A lot of bird-related things. This one, yeah, well, very birds. She's got like scales in her preview that are sort of almost changing colors, but then she has feathers as well, very dinosaur-like. I think that's what they were going for. I don't hate this one, but if I'm gonna be totally honest about it, I think if this was like sort of red and put on Phoenix, it would be better. Dragonite. Dragonite has a lot of cool sets, and a lot of them are very busy like this. They gave Dragonite a tail, which is very awkward to me. Incredibly awkward. I can get why you would want to do it. He literally turns into this dragon. I actually like this one. This one's also giving me World of Warcraft vibes, if I'm being honest. I like the dragon. Just the set itself, it's very like, hey, I am a Dragon Knight. It's almost Monster Hunter-y too with the helmet. Like it's weird because I don't hate it, but I also it's very Monster Hunter like. Honestly, I'm gonna give it a thumbs up just because of that. Another Underlord set. Underlord set where he has a shield and he's got helmet, but this tail and that body, it's not doing a lot for him. I'm not a fan of the shield. The color scheme is alright. I don't really like the primarily gold stuff. I think it looks a little awkward, and his weapon is just a little funny to me, so... Sven set. This is sort of a basic looking Sven set. This is also sort of got that Viking look. His weapon is not the best part of this set. I'll be honest. I would definitely use a different weapon. I think it's too big, and Sven's sword is already very big. I like the helmet. I think that's pretty cool. The eye is interesting. He's got this symbol, this crest in his eye and on his cloak. The bird feathers, they kind of look tacked on. They don't really look like they are part of the set much. It looks like he just found a bird, like a crow, and just put it on his shoulder. A dead crow, not a live one, but it was dead. From the back, I like it from the back. This one's hard because I think if you flesh this out a little bit more and integrated it better, but Sven already has some pretty cool sets, so they know that one. Okay, Warlock. Another samurai looking set. I believe it was like our second set that was samurai themed. This one's pretty cool looking. I like the amount of detail that it presents. A lot of it is loadout only detail. I don't know how much these heads are really gonna make or stand out in the game itself, and I think I believe he normally would carry a lantern as well. It's unique. We're not able to see his golem. I would have to demo it, so I want to do that, and hopefully I don't lose my place. So do a quick check of what his golem looks like.
You summon the summoner.
Level 2 max. And apparently there isn't one. Okay. So either the set doesn't include one, Valve forgot it. I'm doing this right as the update released, so it's gonna be interesting. Could be updates to it later. Especially because you can't retrieve the list of creators. Oh. This one, I'm not feeling it. Silencer got sort of a what is the name I'm looking for? A Demon Hunter Silencer. Fascinating. This one is another one where I'm thinking it might be too busy. I like the glaive. I think that's kind of a unique looking glaive. I think this is very new for what silencer sets have usually done. And it's a different color scheme than I've seen. It's very... I think it's unique enough for me to like it, that character specifically. Darkseer, very, very emphasizing his big, giant cone head. And he's got a gem in his back. Although his eyes are very creepy. I don't think his eyes are normally like that. Ever. This one, I don't know. I just looked at his boots and they don't fit at all. I'm not sure if you can change that, but they look like they're part of a different set. This one, it's Darkseer. Don't really like the character sets all that much. His eyes are creeping me the fuck out. Ember Spirit. Okay, this is... the thing on Ember Spirit is I feel like he only has 5 sets and they all kind of fall under a similar theme. I like that he has Bottle. I think that's a unique addition. The thing is that I'm pretty sure he has a set that looks similar to this. I'm pretty sure he has a set that has similar headgear. I don't hate it though. That's the thing. It's weird. Like, I want to give it a thumbs up because I like how it looks. It's visually interesting. It translates well in game. But I feel like there's another set that looks a lot like this. I'm just going to thumbs it up anyway. If there's a set that looks like it, whatever. Okay, we've got an AA set that has, once again, sort of a Viking theme. His face is very sort of creepy in this one. It unnerves me a little bit, actually. He is spooky. He is very spooky in this. The big snowflake on his belt thing, that's not doing it for me. That feels kind of weird. His little neck piece, not a huge fan of. I feel like they just added that to add a little bit more visual sort of interest in it. But the biggest sin, these wings. I don't really like it that much. I feel like the wings are too much. The shield, he's not a shield wearer. And this weird chest, I don't get it. Shadow Demon, a character that I also do not playing with. This one's weird. Shadow Demon has some sets that are okay, and he probably needs sets that are a little bit better. I like these sealed... there's a word for it, but I think these are kind of a cool aesthetic. It's just... He looks very bundled up, but only from the shoulders up. He looks like he's very warm in the head. I don't hate it because I feel like visually in the in-game preview, he looks cozy. He looks like a cozy dude in that. The tail, nah. Tail is weird. It's like some weird tendril thing coming out of his back, but like that's him. I feel like his tail should be closer to like what he looks like. This one's hard. The hat, it's funny. It's got a nice point. But not doing it for me. Because it's Shadow Demon, mostly. Oh my god, it's a B. It's B Dark Willow. No, thank you. Alright, Wraith King, probably my favorite character in the game. This one, though, visually very busy. Sort of a vampire theme. I believe he has a set that's similar to this. I don't see it. There's like a lot of stuff going on with his sword. Got these like balls at the end of his cape. He's got a big ball in the back, but it's got bat theme and it's not doing it for me. I like his face too. It's weird. He's got a really derpy looking face. He's got a croissant beard. He's got sort of the DreamWorks one eyebrow raised. All right, we've got what looks to be like a fallen Venge. This one is pretty basic. I think it looks all right. There's not a lot that sticks out at me. It's high quality too. There's not a lot that I can like nitpick about it. The thing is that it just doesn't have a lot going for it. It's not some epic cool armor, but it's high enough quality to where I would probably be wearing this set if I got it. So Gyrocopter, a character who has struggled with sets because some of them are absolutely terrible and some of them are all right. And this one actually might be all right. I'm not a huge fan of how he looks personally inside of it, but this like retro car 1950s ish with that blue color. He is very much that blue color. I like how they're keeping that color in with it. It just looks like a fascinating flying contraption. So it's getting a thumbs up. Tidehunter. Tidehunter with a shield. Interesting. I think the in-game preview is a little bit broken because normally the fish that he carries around does not stand still like that. This one makes him like a kind of like a hulking behemoth. He's got the octopus, presumably because he's supposed to be like a leviathan and Kunkka and etc. This one, it obviously doesn't. Oh wow, I didn't even notice that part. Yeah, this one is interesting. I like it, but at the same time, it's not like what I would think he would wear. But at the same time, I'm thinking, he's a melee character. He would probably have a shield. He seems like the character would have a shield. Visually, it's a little. Colors are a little weird. I'm gonna give a thumbs up. Alright, Scarecrow Pudge. Why do I feel like I've seen this before? Maybe I have seen it before. Either way, I don't mind this set at all. This is a cool set. I love the pumpkins that he's got. He's got Pitchfork. There's like a little bug. What is that? There's like a little beetle on his thing. He's got like eggs on his hat. He's got a cross. Is that going to be okay? Either way, this is a decent set. I like that it covers up his ugly face. Gives him a nice little, hay thing. A leaf out of his mouth. Good one. Alright, Queen of Pain. Character that is getting an Arcana in this battle pass. But she is getting some wacky, 80s hair in this. This is very 80s set. There's a little goblet filled with who knows what. This set is pretty good. I'm not a huge fan of how low the wings are in this. I could kind of understand why they did that to fit this big plume. I think this set fits the character pretty well, actually, now that I think about it. So, I'm giving that one a thumbs up. Another Ricky set. Okay, so this one's also hiding his face, but definitely not in a way that you would think. He doesn't have a tail. He has sort of a gas canister with a tube coming out of it. Very interesting approach to it. This is very interesting. Is that supposed to be his hair? Or is that, not his hair specifically? This one is very interesting. It's like post-apocalyptic, but almost subdued. Because he doesn't have a lot going on. I like the bag. He's got his smoke screen, presumably, in that. I don't know. It's not amazing to me in the in-game preview because Ricky is so small, you will barely see any detail on the character. It's very important to design the sets for Ricky around what he looks like in the in-game preview. This one, it's just, there's not enough going on for me to like it. TA with the night set. Okay. I like this one. Some of the TA sets are pretty ugly because they try to do a lot of some weird things with her, but I really like this one. There's not a lot of sets for the female heroes that make them look, like they're geared up. And I like that they're doing it with this one. There is, kind of a weird thing going on here. Actually, why is her waist so small? Maybe I'm not supposed to look at that specifically. Because she's got kind of a weird thing going on here where it's really big. Either way, I like this one. I like the night idea. This could probably be a little bit shorter, but... Another Mirana set with the Kitsune mask. I actually really like this one. This one is pretty cool. It covers her face. She has a very weird face in this game. The mount is pretty cool. It's, it's clean. And the overall design is clean. Her bow looks really cool as well. Like the way that the quiver looks. This is a good Marana set. And I'm saying that as somebody who hates a lot of Marana sets and Marana herself. Another Earthshaker set. Another Knight set. Interesting. You got the old Knight piece chess. If it wasn't already obvious that he was supposed to be a knight. And they gave him a tail. Okay. I think we already know my opinion on tails at least a little bit. This set is visually pretty cool. I am not a huge fan of this weird horse motif in the top of his head where the plume is. This is pretty cool. I like that. I like his totem. It's pretty high quality. Oh, he actually has chess pieces on him. This is like full on a chess. This is full on a chess set. I don't know. This one grabs my attention more than the other Earthshaker set. But it's hard to beat as Arcana too. But also, you know, you gotta make room for stuff that isn't Arcana. I'm gonna give this one a thumbs up because I do like it. A Doom set. Okay, Doom with a hood. That should be an instant pass for me. Or instant thumbs up for me. I like this one. Simple. Very hell-like. Sword is sort of similar to the sword from Doom Eternal, I believe. I doubt it's copied. It's similar in look. Got, you know, demon writing on it. Cool set. Like the horns. Like his face. Not really the eyes. His eyes are far apart to begin with. Another Oracle set. Seahorse theme. I just noticed his shoulders, and his shoulders are really cool. It's too bad that you can't really see them in game. The little seahorse flying. You know, the thing about this set, it is incredibly high quality. Really like detail work that's gone into it. He's like a squid. There's so much like cool stuff going on in this set, but the problem is that it doesn't. Fuck it. It's good enough. Okay, lion looking thick here, looking pretty big. He's got kind of, you know, that creepy little fawn dude look. Got facial hair. Facial hair on lion is, I think there's maybe 1 or 2 sets with it. Giving him hair is pretty crazy. But this one has a lot going on. I'm not sure what's going on with him right here. Like his legs are, he runs at the same spot. The cape is looking a little weird. But I like it because it changes his silhouette a little bit. But the thing is that I like the color scheme going. Like how he's got more purple going on. He's sort of like he's a demon mage. Sure, he doesn't have as much red, but it fits his like skin color a little bit. I'm gonna give that one thumbs up. Alright, another Legion set. A Legion set with a mask. A little weird. I'm seeing sort of an inconsistency in my eyes. I think like the weapon, it doesn't have a lot to do with what's going on with the rest of her and these sort of bird things. I don't mind the helmet and sort of the armor, but the back piece and the weapon especially don't fit all that much to me. I liked the other Legion set more, so I had to give that one a thumbs down. A Dragon Knight set, which gives him a mace. That's pretty cool. He's had a lance? Sort of a lance thing before? Nope. And he might have had a different weapon as well. Either way, this one is very, like, sort of what I expect a Dragon Knight set to look like. It's not really busy. It's pretty simple. It's got a lot of spikes. What about the dragon form? Dragon form is a little weird. He's got kind of like a froggy, toady sort of look, and it almost doesn't make me think of this. Like, they don't really match all that well. I think he has better sets already. I like the mace. I think that's kind of a cool thing to add, but gotta say no. Juggernaut, he probably has the most sets of anybody. The Mask of Madness inclusion is cool right off the bat. He's got sets that look like this as well. But the thing is that I like his like woody demon arm. I think that's pretty cool. He's got like creepy feet. It's creepy. I don't know how else to describe it. I don't mind the set. I feel like he has a lot of sets that kind of look like this. Kind of like the big baggy pants and the swirly head, you know, that hat. This kind of hat. I'm gonna give it a thumbs up because I do like it. Undying like gets a set in every collector's cache basically. This one's interesting. This is like a how do I describe this? This is very demon like. He's got some weird shit going on with his face, and the reason for that is because you really aren't supposed to show kind of like this purple area here in his face. It's just relatively untextured by Valve because they put his helmet like right in front of his face. So that's looking a little weird to me. And oh, I thought his hand was like bone, but he just has sort of like a bladed gauntlet sort of thing. Then his golem form is sort of like a reptilian. It's got like the samurai pants and very like almost Resident Evil-esque arms. Like I'm getting I wasn't gonna say it initially, but I was getting kind of a Resident Evil feel. I don't know why. It maybe just kind of like the grotesqueness, but this set he just doesn't look like it doesn't look like there's a theme in my eyes. It just well, okay. So the theme is sort of like a demon samurai. Now that I'm looking at it more. But there's just I don't think that there's enough samurai elements other than like the pants and the helmet for me to make it like a definitive like thing. Cuz he doesn't look terrible in the in-game preview, but like especially this form, it's not really doing a whole lot for me. I'm going to say that a lot, I guess. It's not doing a lot for me. This is the Super Saiyan Blue Goku of Juggernaut sets. Interesting color scheme, I guess. That's a little, it's like a Hydra ward, healing ward. This one is difficult because the color scheme changes can either be really interesting or frustrating because there are parts of it that don't match the character all that well. And I think this one is a little bit frustrating because he just doesn't look coherent. He looks very just not well put together in the in-game preview. It's alright in this. I like these flags, but it's not doing a lot. Okay, Huskar with the very creepy face, and he's got bone chainsaw and this big spear with a lot of stuff going on. He's got dynamite. What is he? I don't like this. This is creepy. Why does he have like dynamite strung together? What is he gonna do with all of that? I'm guessing this is probably a Mad Max reference with the creepy face. And by probably, I'm gonna go with like 98% sure. It's interesting. I like the silhouette. I like his hair in this. I think that's like one of the best parts about it. But there's just maybe if I had seen the movie other than just seeing images of the movie of Mad Max Fury Road, maybe this helmet would make me more excited, but it's just a lot of stuff going on at once, and it doesn't feel like there's a lot of cohesiveness to it. But is a thumbs down. Nature's Prophet as a cactus is what I'm getting right away. He's got cactus tree ants, which are pretty cool, by the way. I think these spikes could just be a little bit smaller. But his set alone, the cape is too big for me. I like this staff. I don't play a lot of Treant. I'm not a huge fan of the character. I just don't think that this fits the hero very much, so no thank you. Okay, Lich. I believe this one was also posted to Reddit. I do like this one. I I like that there is a lot of simple elements going on that combine to make sort of a almost over the top character. I think these chained pieces of ice, these chained icicles, are probably a little bit too much, but I really like sort of open spell book that he has, and it wiggles. I think that's cool. He's got like a nice little lantern. He has what looks to be the spell prism of neutral items. I'm not sure if that's what it is. I think that's the name of it. But I do like this one. I like that set. Weaver, another bug character. A character that's very hard for me to judge. He looks disgusting in this. From the in-game preview, I don't mind it. Is this an alternate style? I don't know. I can't tell a difference. I think that's the same thing. I don't hate it. He looks really gross in the face. I like the way that they changed his color scheme, but there's kind of a lot going on. Go thumbs down. Clockwork with the aviation theme. It's got sort of like the little radar. I know it's probably not actually radar. Got like the sky craft, you know. I don't know what the word is, but blimps, fantasy blimps that have big wings in the back, sky ships. I like his helmet. I think that's pretty cool. It's got sort of a Mortal Kombat Cabal look. This set is kind of busy. It's a little hard to tell what he is in the sort of general in-game preview. His weapon, to me, doesn't really fit. If I'm being completely honest, I feel like it's not perfectly to the theme. It's alright. This is an interesting one. I get that they're like trying to combine a few different things, sort of like the airship. There's probably a word for that sort of, you know, theme. It's not steampunk, it's air punk or whatever. I don't mind it. I don't hate it. I'm going to give it a thumbs up because I like the helmet too. Now, I've seen this set previously. I was going to make this video, and then I closed this, and then this was the first set that I saw. And this is the sort of Buccaneer Sniper, which I don't hate. I guess I haven't really hated any of the sets because I specifically wouldn't want to say that I hate a set. But there probably will be. You know, the B sets. I think this one is cool. I think Sniper probably has better sets. I'm hoping there's other Sniper sets in this. I'm going to give it a thumbs up because I like the hat. I like the idea. I like pirate stuff. So, okay, tiny set. Finally coming in with the tiny stuff. I'm surprised that Valve's going through with this because very long time Tiny has not gotten any love. And this one's interesting. This is very, you know, like fossil Tiny. I would probably have to demo it to see all of the pieces, but it's also not showing me that it has all the pieces. But just from sort of like the idea that somebody made a Tiny set that probably has all the steps in it, it's a thumbs up. Another Spectre set. This one is pretty plain in my eyes. It looks like her other sets. Spectre is just difficult to win me over with. Lynx. Lynx has a lot of cool sets, and once again, we're seeing another, like, sort of night theme set. He's got kind of a weird shield on his back with a face. Like, Oracle's face. But not really Oracle's face. A generic, you know, creepy looking face. This one, I guess I called this a night set when it would really be sort of, you know, Spartan set. I think I've probably said that about some other things that would technically be Spartan sets. You know, just generally speaking, night theme, helmets and armor. This one, though, It has an interesting theme going on, especially for the character. I like this sword here, this kukri sword, but it's just I think Clinks needs something a little more uh, punchy, like kind of just in your face. If he's small and all right, Death Prophet set. Death Prophet used to get a lot of sets, and they were generally not the best quality. I would say I'm liking this one though. I really like the skulls in the dress. I think that's a cool addition. The roses and with the thorns, and she's got like armor. It's busy. It but it changes her color scheme. I think that she's kind of got a little bit of an ugly color scheme. I'm not a huge fan of her default. It covers up her face. There are a decent amount of sets that do that. I don't hate this one at all. What about the ghosts? Yeah, they're low poly, but they are very in this. I guess this is supposed to be almost like a marriage theme. I mean, this makes me think it is, but either way, she's got legs. Hey, Alchemist. Alchemist tends to get a set too. He's bugged out. He is invisible. Not the Alchemist, but the Ogre is bugged out. I think this is a cool set though. Yep, those are the kind of swords I was expecting. He's got a hookah. Where is it connected to? Oh, he's holding it. I like this one. It's thematically it fits very well. I love the little fez on the ogre. This is a cool set. Alright, Disruptor. Another Disruptor set. This is fascinating. This is like a mechanical mount. He's got. I like his hair. This one's nice. This one just overall looks nice. I like how it looks from in game. I think the head on the mount is a little funny, but what can you do? Oh my. Very creepy. Oracle with legs is very creepy. He's doing there's a lot going on. There's a lot to unpack here. He's got constellation theme. He's holding, I believe it's probably Lotus Orb. The legs, it's almost I'm gonna go back to like World of Warcraft with sort of the Azeroth sort of theme stuff, but like kind of. And then he's got like tree branches coming out of him, and it shows off his creepy head. My God. And he's got these crystals with leaves, like oak leaves. This one's fascinating. I don't like it all that much though. I think there's a lot of disconnect between the parts of it. Like I just don't see a lot of it working together, and the legs are very weird. Like just very creepy to me. Another Grimstroke set, and another Grimstroke set that is very similar to his other sets. This one has some green, like jade. I'd probably go off the bat and say that I don't really like the jade color. I think it fits, like it to me. Like of course it kind of matches, like the jade and gold matches, but then he's got red. He's got a few different shades of purple. And this scroll holder has sort of an orangey color on it, but it also has green. The mask, not a huge fan of the mask on this one. Kind of looks like his teeth are just going into it, basically. If the colors were different, it would be a yes, but the way it stands now, it's a no. Okay, Warlock, this one is very interesting. It covers his face completely, which might be a good thing. This one's also sort of this one's genie themed, like a demon genie. He's got the bottle, and take a look at this golem. This golem's fucking buff. Look at that guy. Look at that. That's. Ooh. Can I like it? I apologize. I like this set a lot. I really like how he looks here, and I really like the genie golem. I made a mistake. That was my bad. Got Oracle covering his face. He's got a pretty cool back piece. This thing back here, a little weird. Front things are a little weird, but damn, that's a cool looking mask, cool looking hood. A good one. Wyvern. A buggy, kind of creepy bug, just, very busy and weavery. I can't say yes to it. I was looking at the in-game preview of this one. I thought this was Dark Willow, but Lena, I feel like she hasn't gotten sets in a while. This one changes her hair. It's a very unique color. In-game, it's more pink, I would think, but yeah. It definitely looks like she's wearing a wig. It got very poofy in the back. But this floating shoulder thing, it looks better in-game, I would say. I like the colors. I like how they have transformed her as a character, because I didn't think it was possible to do that. So, yeah, it's a thumbs up. Centaur. The weapon is striking me right away. Not a huge fan of the weapon. The helmet, also, like, big and kind of goofy, big smile almost, and the giant horns. And looks like I guess he has a sword on his back, sort of like almost the Lord of the Rings orc. Are they orcs in the Lord of the Rings? Yeah, probably. Orc sword. I just think that this is too big, too bold. I just gave it a thumbs up. I apologize. I can't think. Venomancer, ew. What is this? Is this supposed to be his wards? They're just floating? That's pretty cool if they manage to do that. I think that's pretty unique, but this set, man, this is creepy. This is freaking me out. I can't in good conscience say yes. Dragon Knight. Okay, very busy, but high quality. He literally has a dragon head on his shield. This one's cool. The shoulders are a little big for me. The weapon isn't great, but there are so many tiny little details in this that I'm impressed with the work that was put into it. But at the same time, the colors aren't, they're not my favorite colors. This gold isn't, it shouldn't be as forward as it is, so there's that. Skyrath in a robe. I like the quilted pattern on his hair. I think his hair could just be draped down, not like sort of in this ponytail thing. His staff is a little big. His wings are interesting. I'm going to say that again. I need to stop saying that. I like this set. I like his hands, his clothing, I think, is interesting. Gives him more of a noble look. I'm going to give that one a thumbs up. Alright, Enchantress. This one is pretty nice. I like how they kept the hair color pretty consistent with her base design. Once again, another sort of Viking-ish theme. It's clean. It fits the character surprisingly well, so I like the horns. Now this is crazy. There's a lot of feathers going on this Legion set. There's a lot of detail. There's a ton of detail in this. This one's hard for me to rate. I'm not a huge fan of the weapon. I don't really like these spikes because I'm thinking too logically. Because you wouldn't want those if you were fighting somebody with a weapon like that. But obviously a weapon like that is too big to fight with to begin with. This one is very interesting. Kind of a weird head. Very round. This one's difficult for me to rate. Is her chest supposed to be open? Is that supposed to be like a... Is supposed to be a boob window? Doesn't do it. Doesn't do it for me. Okay, PA set. Am I crazy, or is this also another sort of Viking styled set? You've got like the big braids, the like fur hood. Does that not scream Viking to you? Well, it does for me. This one is. It almost looks like she's wearing a different colored mask of madness. The weapon is a little funky. I think if these like wing parts were taken off and it was just that, it would look even better. But I like this set. This one is well done. It's not overly complex. It's got big shoulders, but I don't really that much. Like the little butt cape. It's good. Omni Knight. This is just straight up like Dwarf Omni Knight. His face looks weird. He doesn't look like he fits in this game. His face, I mean, I think Omni Knight is sort of a lower quality model to begin with, because just look at his disgusting like old man hands. They don't match his skin color at all. This one might be pretty cool because it doesn't have that kind of like bright gold color. It's sort of a muted like pale gold. Once again, another sort of Viking set. His face is very like Lord of the Rings, I don't know, Gimli or whatever. The beard is all right. It looks kind of flat. I don't think it really matters. I'm gonna give it a thumbs up just because I think it's a cool set. Obviously, another Shadow Demon set. All right, getting into some interesting ones. I feel like since I gave the other Shadow Demon set a no, I will probably give this one a pass. Because, for one, I think this blind sort of demon has his weird sigil in front of his face is cool. This doesn't give him like a bunch of armor. He's basically naked. I feel like the color of this glow could have been a little bit less red. Could have been more purple. Maybe a darker red. His tail, I wish it had more bone. I wish it was bony at the end too. But honestly, it's not terrible. It's not like the other one. I like that one. Clockwork. Valve 322. A DotA reference on it itself. This one is, man, this one is hard. It's like another Dwarven set. It makes him look chunky. He is a very chunky lad in this. Yeah, these cogs are kind of cool. Kind of weird. I guess when you look at it from above, it looks like sort of a forge. I like his hammer. I love it when Clockwork has a hammer. He has another set where he just has like a regular looking hammer. The horns on this helmet put me off a good amount. I think if he didn't have the horns, this would be like an immediate pass because I just think it's cool. I love the valve. I think that's a cool addition. Love the little 322 throw reference. It's like something you would only see in this. Phantom Lancer. Okay, another sort of like bug. Not necessarily. There's maybe underwater sort of theme. PL is one of those characters that, for me, he doesn't have a ton of great looking sets, but he has some that are pretty solid. He almost has like a Night Stalker looking thing going on lower body. The trident, a little too big maybe. The way this is sort of like an undersea theme, which isn't my favorite. I'm not really sure what's going on with these triangles things on his shoulders. Probably don't need to be there, but this set just feels not great for me. His belt buckle looks like a bird, which makes me think it's not like underwater, but the trident and sort of the general theme of it's hard for me to pinpoint what exactly the theme is. So, all right, so Chen on a rhino. Wow, that rhino is surprisingly detailed. Probably not an actual rhino, but you know. This one is very interesting. Giving Chen facial hair, quite the ambitious take. This is pretty high quality. This looks like I mean, you could release Chen to look like this, and people would be like, "Yup, that's Chen." Sort of like a shaman look. Once again, another sort of almost Viking-ish, sort of that kind of theme. You know, he's got nature like druid-y. I like this one. I like Chen. He's got a pretty good amount of good sets. This one should be in. Right, Grimstroke. Ooh, this one. There's a lot going on with this one. Right off the bat, don't like it. Okay, I like it a little bit more because he's got a hilarious looking nose. That schnoz is going places. If he walks into you, the first thing that's gonna hit you is his nose. Like even in the like. Okay, maybe his hand, but if you put his hand away and he has his thing on his side, the first thing that's gonna hit you is his nose. I kind of want this in just for the mask itself, but there is a lot going on with this set that I don't necessarily. You can even see it in the game. That's crazy. He's got a big nose. Thumbs up for big nose. Alright, Nature's Prophet. Cactus again. But his. Yeah. Got brawling cacti. That's pretty cool. That's funny. I like this little guy. I like this one too because covers his face. I like when they cover their face. He's got a hourglass in his staff, which is weird. I'm not sure about that. Probably could have been something that fit his theme a little bit better. I got that nomad look. Like desert nomad. I like this one. That's a thumbs up. Witch Doctor? Okay. These little forest spirit guys, that's like an immediate thumbs up. That Treant Immortal with the little laughing dudes. I like this mask. This one's cool. I really hope this one gets in. It's also got a Death Ward. Oh, this one was on Reddit. This one was very cool. I really like these little guys. This one deserves to get in 100%. This will probably be one of the rare ones. Another PL set. I believe this one was on Reddit as well. Similar to that Ember Spirit set that we saw. I'm not a huge fan of the weapon, but I actually don't mind the thematic design. Sort of. I don't know how to describe this because I don't want to call it Middle Eastern because that's not right. Aladdin-y. You know, it's got that Persian look. Whatever. Thumbs up anyway. It's pretty cool. AM. Wow. That is a very spiky AM. Color scheme? Interesting. I mean, AM usually wears a lot of purple. I think AM's base outfit is kind of funny looking. Got no shoulders, got nothing on his arms really. This one is definitely a lot. There's a lot to unpack here as well. I think there are better AM sets, but we haven't seen an AM set yet either. So, I don't hate it either. I don't hate it. I'm not a huge fan of like the big helmet. I like how they kind of kept his little mohawk motif. I'm just gonna give it a thumbs up. It's pretty cool. Mars set. Okay. I think this is probably the best Mars set that we've seen. The weapon is massive. I wish it was smaller. Got a cool, like, frozen in time lava. Like, he just shoved a spear into lava, and he pulled it out, and it cooled, and somehow it's still glowing. The shield is pretty cool. It looks like Dragon Knight on his shield. This one is also very big, busy, and bold. I just face a little bit. I like this one. It might be kind of big and busy, but so be it. Sometimes you gotta have those in the game. Okay, Invoker. Hey, like steampunk Invoker. With a staff. Very interesting. This one is throwing me for a loop. Look at his Forge Spirit for a second. Yes, very steampunky with, you know, very wind up and steampunky. Oh man, this one is hard. This is, if I said this is one of the ones that I would wait to vote on, this is definitely top 5 of things that I would skip because I don't know. feel like if I was gonna skip them, I should just upvote them. Because he looks funny. He looks hilarious. I love the hat. It doesn't fit the character all that well because he's sort of a snob. But at the same time, if he was dressed up in a world where it was steampunky, this would be him. He's got kind of like the "I'm smarter than you" beard goatee thing going on. The staff is weird. It's interesting. All right, more lion motif from Mars. I really like this sort of gladiator. I think maybe the plume is too big, and the trident, but just that helmet is really cool. The colors, I like the colors. It's not that, bright, vibrant gold. It's like a reddish sort of gold. It's got like a patina almost. It's got sort of like wear around it. I really like it. It's a nice detail, like all over the place. I think this is the best of the sort of lion theme. So there we go. All right, Faceless Void. He is definitely faceless in this. There is nothing going on there. It's like locked in time. Like his face just fucking left. He had a face, but it literally left. It just said fuck it and it's gone. This one's cool. Like I don't think Void has had a set where his head is, a helmet. And it's like it's not too busy. His helmet is like probably the busiest part of this set. I like the color scheme. This gold color that's kind of like muted, it fits this character really well. Alright, Spectre. Back to another Spectre set. This weapon is interesting. I think this is probably the best of all the Spectre sets. This is a very like spooky-ish demon sort of set. It looks a little low quality here. I'm not sure if that's, Val's limitation or what. But I like it. The weapon, probably, not a huge fan of the weapon. I think it would be cooler. Just a lot of spikes. But, of all the Spectre sets, I like this face. I like the shoulders. The rest of it is pretty cool. It might be bugged. This glowing effect isn't showing up here, so maybe that's what's changing my mind, but I like it. Alright, Luna. Okay. Very interesting. Like a manticore, like armored manticore with like horns, and Luna's got this massive helmet going on. There is lots of detail in this. The glaive is pretty cool. It's got a chunky glaive. I'd like these mounts that have the wings. It's like, as much as they don't really move, because Valve is sort of like the dictator of things that move on a character. Sort of like Coddle's immortal Pegasus mount. Wings move. But this is not too bad. Like a lot of Luna is her mount, and I think the mount is cool enough for me to say that's a good set. Alright, another Grimstroke. Okay, this one's definitely different than the other ones that we've seen. Covering his mouth, or covering his face mostly. He's got candles on his shoulders. Interesting. He's got more candles down there. Does he have any other candles? No. The paintbrush, I wish it was a little flatter. I wish it wasn't like this big grappling hook. Like eyes. I like this one because of the color change of his character, but it's almost too much color, or too much of the same color, and that kind of makes me lose him a little bit. And just the bird feathers, they work for some things, but I'm not sure if they work for. All right, another Wyvern set. Now this is pretty cool. The sort of stretched, ripped out wings aren't my favorite, but this head, now that's a cool looking dragon head. I really like dragons with horns, especially these big curly horns. So I'm gonna have to give that one a thumbs up. Okay, Doom. This gold color, I've said that I don't like it, but it's it's made like even worse by this weird, creepy human mask that has Doom's bottom jaw chomping on it. You've got those feathers again. This one, it's I hate to say no to like these sets that have a lot of detail and like they're very meticulously made, but sometimes less is more. Sven, okay. Another sort of steampunky look. Definitely not a huge fan of this sword. Just that general sort of chainsaw look to me doesn't necessarily fit. This makes Sven a little weird. It's got that gold color, man. That gold color keeps coming up, and I guess maybe it's because it's the theme of the battle pass and of TI that isn't even gonna happen this year. That Valve picked a lot of these gold colored sort of sets, but man, this one, Sven has a lot of cool sets, and this one doesn't really hit the same spots as those. Another Centaur set, and my god, he is very creepy. And this is another Viking set. There's a lot of these, which is weird. Maybe they're alluding to something, or maybe it was just coincidence. The mask, this head mask, is very creepy. It fits with the character a lot, and I like this axe a lot. The flag is a little weird to me, but I think this is a cool set. I like the color scheme that they've put on him. The Shrek. Okay, we've got some more bird stuff, some more birdie dragon stuff. Very, very big headpiece. Got like wings. This does not appeal to me. Chaos Knight. This one is quite similar to his base set. Just from a glance. I like this sort of iron fencing horse. I think the horse is really cool. I like his axe. It's the second Chaos Knight set or the first? I don't know. I like this set, but from the in-game preview, there's not a lot to like pinpoint on this set. It's hard. This one is another difficult one because I do like the elements of it, but it might be too close to the original. I'm not sure. I'm just gonna give it a thumbs up. That's just what I'm gonna. Okay, we got a crazy Enigma. Crazy Enigma. I like the hood. I'm not a huge fan of the rings on the hood. He's covering up his face. Doesn't really have much of a face. Big shoulders with sort of constellation things. Solar systems. He's got like an entire solar system on him. What about the Eidolon? That's a cool Eidolon. I really like the Eidolon. Just in general, he's missing his particle effects, I believe, so that makes this like bottom area in the in-game preview a little weird. Kind of looks like he's hula hooping. I'm leaning towards no because of the hula hooping. So if they got rid of that, I think it would be nice. Maybe these shoulders. Tidehunter. Now, you thought that some other characters were getting chunky, but this, we've got full-blown beer belly, Leviathan, Cthulhu, Tidehunter. That's pretty crazy. He's got like a Roman pillar. That's pretty nuts. This set is very interesting. This is a very like cool twist on this character. Not like visually, I'm not a huge fan of whatever the heck is going on in his upper back, and his arm is a little weird, kind of like the Pudge Immortal. But damn, is that it? This is unique take. Okay, we got battle ready Leshrac with mushrooms. Okay. And sort of nature, and once again, maybe like a sort of druid Leshrac. There's not a lot to say about this. I think this is kind of a generic, like, doesn't make me super happy about it. Colors are a little off for me. There's, like, detail points, like, on his staff, on his back, and on his head. He's got, like, weird green. Not a huge fan of the green. Doesn't make me want to play Leshrac anymore. Put it that way. Okay, another Zeus set. I think the Zeus set that we saw before was better. I think this arm is really cool. This sort of scaled arm. Another sort of bird theme set. He's got sort of like Pegasus boots, but only with one wing. His hands. Are his hands normally like that? I don't know. The boots look almost a little too big in the preview. He looks kind of goofy. Yeah, this set makes him look a little goofy to me. I'm not really sure how to pinpoint what exactly looks goofy. It's like his big headpiece, shoulder. This one, pants are a little dark. I gotta say no to this one. Darkseer. Okay, we got Time Lord Darkseer. I think this is the Darkseer set that I'm gonna vote up. I think this giant hourglass could probably be scaled down a little bit, but this hat, it's a cool hat. It fits his like funny looking cone head because he's got a funny looking cone head. You gotta have a skinny little like hat. And the eye that forms, it's not like it's like 3D, three-dimensional eye. Yeah, this one's cool. Very like baseline sort of mage, like time mage. Nice. Alright, Gargoyle Night Stalker. This one is very cool. I think this is my favorite Night Stalker set. The ones that we've seen. The hands? I guess they're not really gonna be all that visible, so I just don't really know why he has like well, never mind. I like this one. That one's cool. Another gyro set. Owl gyro with sort of the Pickelhaube hat. The pointed hat. He's got rats. Got rat rockets. That's a hard thing to say. Like a rat gyro, rat propeller. But he's got like an owl in the front. I guess I can kind of understand it. Those are like mice, you know. Owls eat mice. This one, there's just a lot of weird stuff that I'm not necessarily understanding why they're there. And the wings, I think the wings are ugly. This one's not amazing. Okay, Sniper, where we see more of his face, and he has not old person hair, and he is also a pirate again. I gotta say, that's pretty cool. This is like young Sniper, but he's holding a cannon and not like, I don't know. It's still cool. Chikiro does not have that many sets. This one is very busy. Gonna be honest. There's a lot here. I'm not a huge fan of this back. I feel like if it was smoothed out a bit, it'd be cooler. The heads are so overly built that they clip into each other, so it's not my favorite. Tinker, holy crap. I remember how I said that I wasn't gonna say that I hate any of them, but this one, holy shit, this is creepy. This is so weird. You've got those are like Warcraft 3 rockets. Can you do that? I don't know. It's very funny. Like the theme of this is very like Warcrafty, which I do like, but I really don't want Tinker to be played more. Got pants on, man. He's got pants on. He's got like sickly eyes. What the hell happened to him? I don't know. I'm gonna thumbs it up anyway. I hate it, but I love it. Dual wielding ninja anti-mage. Wow. These are just shuriken. His hair, Man, this looks like a different character altogether. That's pretty amazing. Got pants on. I like this one actually. Now that I think about it. It just looks, I don't know, crazy. I said dual wielding, but anime always dual wield, so it's whatever. I like it. Pretty cool. All right, here we go. I think this is probably the Underlord set that I thumbs up. Hides his face. It doesn't look like the other sets. I'm not a huge fan of like this big overly bearing part of his body, but I get why they did it. I like the maw in his mouth glowing. His weapon is pretty interesting. So it's a thumbs up. Night Stalker. Man, Night Stalker's getting all the good shit. I think his hair color could be different. But giving him hair is fascinating. He doesn't have it. Oof. Tail is a little chunky to me. But this set, I do like this set. I think the hair is a little bit much. Like not just like in general. It's like, well, I don't think that he shouldn't have hair, but might be a little overbearing, but either way. If Night Stalker gets one set, it'll be alright. And holy god, this is some creepy Oracle shit. I really like what they did with these books. This one's cool. Creepy sets can be awesome. And this one's pretty cool. The books. I like the book theme stuff. He's got like an entire galaxy in his robe. Got creepy eyes. He's very... Yeah, this one's cool. Shadow Shaman. Damn. Oh, we haven't seen Shadow Shaman. This is a very transformative set. Serpent Wards? Yeah, they're alright. But yeah, like some other themes, some other ones that are themed this way. Giving him a sword is a little weird to me, but like, I guess it makes some sense. Yeah, this one's cool. This one gives him pants, which is awesome. It's really nice to give your characters some pants. The thumbs up. Kunkka. Okay, we got bare-chested Kunkka. But it's got that gold color I don't like. This bare chest is hilarious though. That is he looks huge. He looks so big. He's got a giant chest. Oh, and the cape, the big, very classic pirate theme. I'm just gonna thumbs this up for the chest alone. The rest of it I'm not like particularly amazed about, but damn that chest. Arc Warden again. This one's cool. He's got like a fencing helmet and time. He's another Time Lord. This one isn't totally in your face. It's pretty basic. It's a good set. Another Grimstroke. A lot of Grimstroke in here. This one, whew, there is a lot of colors and a lot of stuff that I would complain about. So I'm not even gonna do it. Another Void one. Oh wow. Yeah, that's a pretty creepy looking Void, and he's got a nice axe. This one's pretty cool. Yeah. Like the other one has a nice gold colored theme. Gives him hair, like predator hair. Yeah. Like this one. Alright, another tiny set. You know, if we don't get the other one, I should just upvote this one. Thematically, not my favorite. Underwater. Doesn't do a whole lot for me. But thumbs up. Morphling. Okay, Morphling, Valve, you really gotta give this character a different model. Like, he looks like a toy. Like, what's going on with him? This set, if you told me that this set came out 5 years ago, I would believe you. And if you told me it came out when the sets were starting to come out for Dota 2, I would also believe you. Very basic. I don't really like it though. Okay, another Phoenix set. This one isn't very transformative. It doesn't add a lot. Let's look at the egg. The egg is pretty. That egg is the best part about it. I really like that egg animation. Let's see if we can get a better look at. Yeah, like get sort of the motif of Phoenix in it. This one is all right. It's very plain. Another Death Prophet set. Sort of another gargoyle-y vampire theme. This one's hard. Because I feel like it could be in the game, but I definitely prefer the other Death Prophet set. The ghost, pretty ugly. Very big mouth. Take a look at the... Yeah, okay, well, that's just sick. I'm gonna say no. Say no to that one. Last two. Alright, now we're actually at, like, sort of a night clockwork with a broken jousting lance spear thing. He's got maces in the back. Kind of not very detailed back here. I'm not sure if you can add detail. He's got a nice turkey leg, presumably. I really like this catapult for his rocket launcher. And I guess that's what you would call it. It is a rocket. I mean, technically. Yeah, this one's pretty cool. Now we're at the last one. And it's an Enchantress set. And she is not wearing all that much. Interesting take. I think I've thumbs up all of the Enchantress sets. Better not change now. So that's all of them. That was all the sets. I can't really pinpoint my favorites because there were 148. There were 148. This video is going to be like 2 hours long. But if you made it through all the way to the end, I appreciate that. And tell me what your favorite set was. That's all that I really told you about, so tell me. Until next time.